MJ from the Kubz. Welcome back to another episode of reacting to these true scary story animations. I got a few good ones that we're gonna check out in this episode. If you guys cool with that, you down with that? Everybody get ready and buckle up, because here we go! First video of today's episode is an OnlyFans horror story. Raise your hand if you've seen some crazy OnlyFans stuff. Oh, gotcha! No, but seriously, OnlyFans is on the come up. A lot of people are creating accounts. They want to get their hustle on, they want to get their pics on, they want to get their videos on. But I guess this is one of those times where it didn't go as well as expected. This comes from MJV Animations. Check them out in the description box below. But let me shut my whole ass up and let's see this OnlyFans horror story.
I earned enough money to get by, but always had dreams of traveling to another country and studying abroad.
Alright, okay.
If I was ever going to make that dream a reality, I needed another source of income.
Cool.
It was around that time that OnlyFans started blowing up.
Shout out
For the few
OnlyFans.
people listening who don't know what that is.
I'm sorry, I get excited when I see the OnlyFans logo.
OnlyFans is a website where people, mostly women, share pictures and videos with paying subscribers. This is usually, mature content.
Alright.
It's pretty controversial, with some people being all for the platform, and others saying it's sleazy and gross.
Okay, before we continue with the rest of the story, I kind of want to give my opinion on OnlyFans, or just what people do for money in general. I never count other people's pockets. Like, I let them do whatever they want. As long as you're not doing anything illegal, I have nothing to say about it. You could do an OnlyFans, you can do whatever you want to do. Like I said, as long as it's legal, hey, I'm cool with that. I respect anybody that just wants to make a better life for themselves, that hustles to get what they want, that does it in creative ways. Like, if you want to get your bread, I don't care how you get it, as long as you're not doing it in very scummy ways. So I just want to say that anybody who happens to have an OnlyFans that's watching this video right now, I respect you. Keep on hustling. Do what you gotta do. Don't listen to what anyone has to say. But that's just my opinion on that, okay? And I'm sticking to
stories
it.
about women making fat stacks from the comfort of their own homes.
Stacks,
and
you
even
know?
though I'm no
Show
Belle
those
Delphine,
stacks to
I
get fat
figured,
stacks.
yeah, what the hell? Maybe I can earn a few extra bucks too. I made an account and recorded a little intro message for any prospective followers.
You nobody care about no intro message on an OnlyFans? Come on now, this ain't my first rodeo.
After a few weeks, I'd attracted a few followers, all of whom were subscribed for $10 a month. Some of them even gave me tips or paid me extra
That's
for
$100
exclusive content. I made a promise to myself that whatever money I earned through the site would go directly into my travel fund. And as soon as I had enough money to go globetrotting, I'd stop using the platform altogether.
Not factual. Made up.
In the meantime, I had a lot of work to do at my real job. One afternoon, I was at a business conference, networking alongside my coworkers.
Let me guess. One of these four douchebags subscribed to our OnlyFans. He's like, I've seen you before. I just, can't put my finger on it. I'm sorry.
Where I live, business cards are still a formality, even for low-level grunts like me. And I handed out dozens to prospective clients who seemed interested in working with our company. Honestly, I met so many new people that day, all of them in similar suits and with similar haircuts, that all of their faces and names seemed to blur together in my memory. I returned home, exhausted from the socializing. That evening before bed, I logged into my OnlyFans account to check how things were going. Oh, great. I had a new subscriber.
Nice.
This new guy, who went by the unassuming username John Smith, sent me a direct message as soon as he saw I was active.
Undercover.
$10 a month? Netflix doesn't even charge that.
Oh, come on, get this cheapskate out of here. Can we boo this man? Boo!
It's worth it. You won't be disappointed. So far, I like what I'm seeing. You're very beautiful.
Okay, he switched up real quick.
Oh, thank you so much.
Did the quickest 180 I
He
ever
sent me
seen
a few
in a
more
chat.
friendly messages, asking me pretty innocent questions, like if I had a dog.
He actually didn't even ask a question. He just said, you have a dog. He's like, I'm telling you right now, you have a dog.
If I was dating anyone. I wasn't. And if I lived with my parents. I lived with a roommate who was away that week.
Don't be saying specific things like
you
that.
You really are very beautiful, he messaged me.
Like, that's super creepy for him to
Thank
be
you.
asking things like that.
I bet you get down more often than a blow-up doll, right?
Ugh.
Oh.
What kind of pickup line is that?
Can I make a request? Like a picture request? It depends what it is and what you tip me. If I give you $5 right now, would you take a picture of yourself pouting into the camera?
Okay, that's not that bad. I don't know, I guess I'm a simple man because I already pout for free. Like, if you paid me $5, I'd probably make my ass cheese clap. Make my ass cheese clap up and down on a stripper pole. I told you, I'm a simple man. Like, I'm out here to eat.
But even though I was
$5,
tired, I
I'll
wanted
do the
money.
most.
So I quickly dolled myself up and took the picture for the guy.
Not a pouty face. That's
I sent the picture,
do
which you could unlock for
that's
$5.
a that face. That's a that face.
He unlocked it.
I can't
and
even
seemed
English.
pleased with what I'd sent. No more than a minute later, he sent me another request. How about one of your pretty feet now?
Okay,
I'll
no
pay
more
you
pausing,
another
no more
$5.
talking. It's getting juicy.
Sure, whatever you
like
want.
feet pic, wiki feet. It's
I'll
getting
never
juicy.
get what's up with some guys and feet. But of course I took
Like,
the
I'm about to
picture
show
for
my
him and
feet.
sent it. Again,
gonna show
behind
my
a $5 paywall.
Ugh, look at these feet.
He made a
Look at
couple
these
more
feet, look at these
requests,
wiki feet.
each time paying me $5. Easy money, I thought. One of me in high heels,
sorry.
one of me in
I'm sorry.
such
I'm
and
sorry
such a
that I did
position,
that. I should
etc.
start OnlyFans.
Then he sent me another request. This time for $10.
Damn, baller!
Add me on Instagram.
John Smith, 23.
He included his account name in the message.
He got money for his
$10
money.
just to add a guy on Instagram? Sure, why not? I hadn't updated my Insta for over a year. And
You
only
shouldn't
had a
do
couple of
that. Like, I feel like if you have an OnlyFans or if you just have like a public account where you're a social media presence, you shouldn't link anything to your private accounts because you don't know what you posted before. I'm not talking about bad things. I'm just talking about personal things. Like maybe you took a picture one time that showed your home address. Or maybe you took a picture one time where you were like, oh, this is my phone number. Or somebody left a comment on that picture and was like, hey, is your number still blah, 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 blah. And then people are going to call you or they're going to go to your house unannounced. And that's why I feel like you should separate the two. Like if you're a social media presence or if you just want to be a public figure in general, make sure you look over or you have somebody look over all your private stuff that you had before because it could reveal a lot of personal information that could come back to get you.
Posts on there anyway.
Just, friendly advice from
Took
your
his
old pal Jay.
$10 and added him. Strange. There weren't any posts on his account, but the circle around his blank profile picture
That's
was
always
highlighted,
sus.
meaning he had recently added to his Instagram
So
story.
freaking sus.
Just out of curiosity, I clicked on it to see what he had posted. It was a video of my house.
Shit!
Posted 2 hours
Dude!
taken from
I
the
got
woods
instant
just
chills,
outside.
bro!
Next
Oh,
one
God, it's creepy as shit.
uploaded 5 minutes ago. It was another video of my house. This time, much closer.
Oh,
taken from
dude,
the other
that
side
gives
of
me
the
so
street.
much anxiety. That gives me so much anxiety because if somebody did that to me, oh man, I would have like 4 heart attacks.
The video zoomed in on my bedroom window, the only room where the light was on. The room I was in.
Oh, that makes me want to tear up.
The third story, uploaded
is so
just
disturbing.
2 minutes ago, was taken from just outside my porch window.
God.
He was right outside my front door, filming the inside of my house through the glass.
Holy crap, dude.
A message popped up in my DMs.
Yo, he's outside the house and he slid in the DMs? What a
Let
freaking
me in.
asshole.
Terrified, I locked my bedroom door immediately and called the police,
Oh, thank
telling
God,
them that
she's
someone was
smart.
outside my house. The door handle downstairs started rattling as I cowered in fear upstairs, waiting hopelessly for help to arrive, screaming out of my bedroom window for help. This wasn't the best neighborhood,
better
let's
scream at
put
the
it
top of
like
your
that.
lungs. You better get your
And my
Mariah
neighbors
Carey
either
on.
couldn't hear me or didn't want to help.
She about to get Mariah Scary, you feel me?
The guy's rattling on
sorry.
the door handle turned into banging, then slamming. Suddenly, everything downstairs fell silent. I thought he had gone.
Probably went to
But
go
after
take a
a
shit in
few
the bathroom and
minutes,
then left.
I could hear tapping
without
on
wiping
the
his
downstairs
ass.
windows.
That'd be the scariest thing about this
Shortly
video.
after that, the smashing of glass. I'd soon learn that he had used a rock to smash the living room window. Not 30 seconds later, I could hear sirens off in the distance.
God.
By the time an officer arrived to check that I was okay, the guy was long gone. I told the investigators everything. They patrolled the area to look for any suspicious-looking guys, found nobody, and suggested I stay somewhere else for a while. I asked them to hang around while I packed a bag. As I got in my car to drive to my parents' place,
Don't tell
I
me he's
checked
in the
my
back
phone
seat.
one last time. There was one unread message in my OnlyFans DM box.
is it?
Pleasure doing business with you. I told my parents
What?
everything that had happened, and tried my best to get some sleep.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be way creepier.
That night, I was plagued with questions. Who was John Smith?
Like I thought John Smith
What
was gonna
he
be the
planning
cop.
on doing? How did he know where I lived?
Like a twist, like a what a twist type
My
shit.
private information was, of course, not available on OnlyFans. I was relatively new to town, and didn't know many people in the area. The next day, I pieced 2 and 2 together.
I thought she was gonna pull
My
a gun
business
out.
card.
Thought she
It
was
didn't
gonna
just
stay
have my
strapped.
company
Only
address,
strapped.
but mine as well. The fact this happened the night after that networking event couldn't have been a coincidence. I'm convinced that the creep was one of the people I'd met that day.
I agree.
Using the information on the card, he must have found my account online.
You should take like a fighting class, you know? Only hands.
I passed that information
Cash
along
these
to
only
the
hands.
authorities, along with the dozens of business cards I collected.
What is wrong with me right now?
This, of course,
I'm
resulted
sorry.
in nothing. There was no evidence to speak of, and the Insta account was obviously a throwaway.
Yeah.
I realize now that he was asking me those friendly questions at the start to see if I lived alone. And
Oh, wow, that's true. You have a dog, aka do you have something that'll bark if somebody's outside? She said no. Are you dating anyone? No. You know, potential like person that they gotta fight off.
to check, I didn't.
And then
have
what
a
was the
guard
other
dog.
one? Yeah, don't live with the parents. So
Needless
he
to
made
say,
sure.
I quit using the site.
Damn.
I've moved back in with my parents permanently now, but can't afford to give up my job at the consultancy firm. Now, whenever I go into work and meet with our clients, I put on a brave face. But inside, I'm always questioning whether the guy I'm working with is the same one who was outside my house that night.
What the Dude, yoink that neck around real freaking quick on some devil type shit. But that was actually a very smart video because there's a lot of things that you can take from that video. Like if somebody you don't know just message you out of nowhere, like you don't even know who the hell they are, got a whack ass name like John Smith. And shout out to all my John Smiths out there that are actually named John Smith. Hey, you guys are out there doing the most. But what I'm trying to say is if somebody random hits you up with a name that doesn't sound right, starts asking you questions, don't even entertain that. Don't even answer that. Just block them right off the bat. They could try to be fishing information from you so they could try to either make your life miserable or try to harm you or do whatever their intentions are to you. And also, if they ask you to follow you on Instagram or, you know, just tell you to follow you on social media and they don't have like any posts, they don't have any pictures, they're only following you or maybe like one or two people, don't even entertain that either because the purpose of them making that account was only just to follow you and get more information out of you. That's all they want. They just want to get information from you so they can strike. So I felt like that was a really smart video, especially for people who don't even think about things like that. But let me shut my hoe ass up and let's watch the second story.
A little while back, I started an OnlyFans account.
Hey, let's get it, mama.
I know what you're all thinking, but hey, I was single at the time,
Hey,
and I figured it was a pretty harmless way to earn a little extra dough.
You single?
I started off by posting some tame stuff, and progressively got into uploading more mature
Whoa,
images.
okay.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
up with
not
the
proud
feet
of it,
pics?
but I'm not ashamed either.
Hey, do what you gotta do.
I lived with my parents at the time.
Okay, hold on. OnlyFans and you live with the parents? Like, come on. I'm not saying OnlyFans is a struggle, but you can't be over there showing tetas and you're over here having lunch with your dad.
So
Come
I
on
had to
now.
be careful about
Come
making
on
my
now.
content.
I'm just saying.
Like I said, I wasn't ashamed, but I knew they wouldn't be as open-minded about it.
Hey,
So,
you know what?
I always waited until they
What
were
do I
out of
know?
the house
What do I
before
know?
took any pictures or videos, and I didn't tell any of my friends out of fear that it would somehow get back to my folks. It was very private business. After just a few months, I couldn't believe how much money I was making on the site. I'd amassed a sizable following and monthly income, so I decided to treat myself.
Yeah, OnlyFans people,
My
they're
wardrobe
making...
was pretty old at that point. and
You
I
know, that's a
decided
me
to buy some new
gusta.
clothes.
They're making the... You know what I
went to
mean?
the local store
I'm not
to
just
pick
doing
out
this.
some
It's
new
good. They're making this.
Now, it might sound strange to some of you.
She's
but when I
crazy.
got to the store, I started live streaming to my OnlyFans followers, talking to them about changing up my style and asking for their opinions on certain items. I'd often stream to my supporters through my private, for fans only
You can
YouTube
stream on
channel during
OnlyFans?
the day. I thought this built a sense of community. A lot of them enjoyed seeing me go about my life, whether I was just out shopping, at a cafe, or just blogging from my apartment, and I'd
Yeah.
reply to their comments and connect with them. For the most part, they were well behaved and respectful during those streams.
Yeah,
and
we
I started
appreciate
recognizing
respectful
a few of
people.
their names.
I'll clap it up to that.
It was pretty wholesome.
We appreciate that. Wholesome people?
I made my way through the store,
Got to.
holding the camera in selfie
Respectful,
mode, engaging
wholesome.
with my
Come on.
fans.
It's the best.
After about 20 minutes or so,
The
I
best
ended
of both
stream.
worlds.
At some point during that evening, I logged onto my page. That's when I noticed a message from one of my regulars.
Oh no, here it goes.
Thanks for wasting our time and money by lying to all of us. You never told us you had a boyfriend.
What?
Consider this the end of my support.
Hey, screw people like
I was
that guy.
confused. Boyfriend? Where'd he get that idea? Well, this guy was one of my biggest supporters, and I was really sorry to see him go.
Either way, it shouldn't even matter. If somebody is a social media presence, public figure, and they don't want to tell you that they're in a relationship, that's none of your business.
Naturally, I sent him a message. Hey, I am single, free as a bird. I don't know who told you I wasn't. Do you think I'm stupid or something? I'll admit it took me a couple of months to notice, but it's obvious you're with some guy all the time. I see him in the background of all of your streams.
Oh.
He was with you at the store today. What are you
Oh, she
talking
got a
about?
stalker.
The dude in the green shirt.
Oh, I got the chills again,
I feel
bro.
really
I
sorry
get
for
the
the guy, to be
chills.
honest. Dating someone who does what you do.
Dude, and my nipples are
I went back to
hard.
check the recording of that day's stream. And sure enough, about 5 minutes in, over my left shoulder, there was a guy in a green shirt, walking quite close behind me.
He got red eyes
He
too.
was very tall.
He's either drugged out, tired, or someone laid 2 hot-ass farts in each of his eyes.
Muscular build. Looked to be in his late 20s, but already had dark circles under his eyes and
Yeah.
thinning hair.
Get some sleep, bro. What
Okay.
you doing over there
Well,
shopping?
that didn't prove anything.
Shopping and
Just some guy behind
stalking.
me at the store.
What a combo.
I continued watching the video, and yeah, the guy did seem to be behind me for most of it, popping up throughout as if he was following me. But surely that was just a coincidence.
Uh-huh.
Still, my regular's message stayed in my mind. He said he'd seen this guy in multiple streams of mine. I went back and
This
checked
guy
the previous
potentially
stream
saved
that
her
I'd
life. Not potentially, he did save her life, because if she died, she wouldn't be able to tell the story because she would have taken it to the grave. So shout out to whoever messaged that. Shout out to whatever asshole was like, you know what, you have a boyfriend, I'm gonna stop supporting. Shout out to you, asshole, because you saved this lady's life. So
Wasn't
props to
me at the
you.
mall. Nothing seemed out of place. Then I saw him. That same guy in that same
Bro, he just loves
green
standing there
shirt,
menacingly.
walking behind me in the distance.
What's wrong with this man's?
That stream had lasted 47 minutes, and you could see him behind me throughout it. Sometimes far, sometimes close, but always following me.
He's behind her right now doing the exact same
The stream
thing.
ended with me at a cafe.
My
and the
man went
guy
to go get
sitting
a
down
coffee,
just
bro.
A couple of
No
tables
cream.
away from me,
All
by
creepy,
his
though.
lonesome. The whole time, his dark eyes were watching me.
This dude's a mother sucker.
looked
He even got a cake, bro.
Missed him at all. Okay, so I started getting a little freaked out at this point. Obviously, this wasn't just a coincidence. I went back and checked more of my older streams. Videos of me in town. Videos of me walking the dog at the park. Chilling.
Yo, come on, man. Hey,
On the
relax. She's looking right at you, dog. Got the same dark blue pants and doo-doo green shirt combo.
In all
Get
of them,
creative
he
with
was
it.
there, and in almost all of them,
That's
he
why
was
you got dark eye bags under your eyes. Just standing there creeping all the time.
wearing the same
Damn,
green shirt.
haven't you ever heard of a nap? Take a nap.
This man, who I had never seen before in my life,
The hell?
had been following me on
I'm
what
sorry,
appeared to be a
but-
daily basis.
God damn.
He wasn't a part of my life, but I was
Like, no
clearly
wonder he got
a big part
bags.
of his.
Bro, just standing there
I
creeping.
wasn't sure what to do at first. He had never approached
Good
me. or
lord.
anything.
Doesn't he have a
My
family?
dad was in law enforcement, but I couldn't exactly go to him for
Bro got
advice.
time. He got time
I
today.
decided to stop posting content on my account for a while,
Good
resolving
job.
to stay alert and keep an eye out for this guy, and
Okay.
just wait for everything to blow over. If things escalated, then I'd go and tell my pa. I figured this guy would get bored and leave me alone.
He don't look bored. He don't look like the
How
type.
naive I was.
What?
A couple of weeks passed, and luckily,
The
I
hell?
hadn't seen the green shirt guy around town. Guess my plan had worked. My fans were getting antsy about me not uploading new content, and my earnings were going down as a result. One weekend, my parents went off on a romantic getaway.
You know what? Why don't we just call it what it is? Your dad is taking your mom to some hotel like 20 minutes away, and he's blowing her back out all night long. And she's gonna be screaming like a wildebeest. And the only reason they're doing that is so your OnlyFans ass don't gotta hear anything, okay?
Hoping to
Just
ride
call
the
it what it
OnlyFans wave
is.
a little longer. I
He
decided
blowing
to
that
take
old
some
ass
photos
back
in my
out.
bedroom.
She gonna need a cane,
Since
bro.
I was home alone, there was no risk of being caught.
I'm sorry. Oh, wow.
That
What is
night,
wrong with
I
me?
cooked up some dinner in the kitchen, opened the window to air it out,
Oh,
and then
dude,
went
don't,
upstairs
don't,
to
don't,
snap
don't,
the
don't,
goods.
Don't do
After
that.
uploading the pictures, I started a live stream to apologize
Hey,
to my followers for
Bisou.
my long absence. I told them it was back to business as usual. The salty dinner had made me thirsty, so during that live stream, I went downstairs to grab my water bottle in the living room, bringing my phone with me so I could continue interacting with
She
my
got like
viewers.
a full escalator in her house?
I was holding
It's
my
the
phone
longest
out in front
stairway.
of me, completely oblivious to my surroundings, responding to my viewers' comments. I got to one, and as soon as I read it, my stomach dropped. Hey, Mellow Cat. Who's the man at your
Oh!
window? In the feed on my phone,
God, I got the
in the
chills.
corner of the screen, I
I've been getting
noticed
the chills
a small,
lately.
blurry outline of a figure in the darkness behind me. I turned to see the man, the one who had
The
been following
same
me,
green shirt.
standing outside, His gloved
God,
hands
dude.
pressed up against the living room window. His face real close as he looked in at me, his dark eyes wide with excitement. I screamed
Are
and
they
ran
wide with
upstairs with my
excitement?
phone in my hand. I bounded into the bathroom and locked the door behind me as I called my parents.
Smart, smart.
I cried to my dad that there was some guy outside our house. Told him that he'd been following me for a long time. He said that they were on their way back right now, not to panic, and that my mum was already calling the cops.
Shit.
In the video feed on my phone, in the corner of the screen, I noticed the small, blurry outline of a figure in the darkness behind me. I turned to see the man, the one who had been following me, standing outside, his gloved hands pressed up against the living room window, his face real close as he looked in at me, his dark eyes wide with excitement. I screamed and ran upstairs with my phone in my hand. I bounded into the bathroom and locked the door behind me as I called my parents. I cried to my dad that there was some guy outside our house. Told him that he'd been following me for a long time. He said that they were on their way back right now, not to panic, and that my mum was already calling the cops.
That's a lie, Dad. Mom's is just chilling right there in the passenger seat. You going to hell for that. You going to hell for lying.
We didn't have any neighbors to call
Just
for
letting
help,
you know.
since we lived in such an isolated area.
You go to hell for
He
that.
instructed me to run to the attic and to keep as quiet as possible until help arrived.
Okay, I thought he was going to lie again.
And unlocked.
I was going to
the
say you're going to go to
bathroom door.
double hell.
As I stepped out, I could hear quiet movements coming from the kitchen below. That's when I remembered. I had left the window open.
I wouldn't even leave the bathroom.
This guy was inside my house.
Just stay there.
The access to the
What are
attic
you
was in
doing?
my parents' room, and I could already hear the guy softly calling out to me downstairs. Hello? Mellowcat? Where are you?
What the hell's wrong with this guy?
He was calling to me, using my OnlyFans
Oh, no.
username. I
Sorry,
sprinted
everybody.
into my parents' room and slammed the door behind me, and as I went to lock it, could hear the guy storming up my stairs. Luckily, locking the door gave me just enough time to pull down the attic's ladder and scamper up with the hook in my hand. As I climbed up, I could hear the man on the other side of the door, thumping into it with all of his body weight. I pulled the ladder back up and closed the attic hatch behind me.
Good job. Yeah, there's no way he can get
I
up
waited
there.
up there with my hand over my mouth as I heard the door give way. My heart was beating so fast, I couldn't stop breathing heavily. Things were being thrown around and smashed in the room beneath me. All I could do was listen as the guy rampaged through my house, occasionally shouting obscenities and saying that he knew I was still in the house. This torment didn't last long, maybe only 5 minutes tops, but I felt like I was up in that attic for an eternity.
That's cool that she's in the attic, though.
The house
Because there'd
felt
be
silent,
no other
but
way
I
in
stayed up there
than
until
him
I
trying
heard
to
the
climb
police
up.
sirens come rolling into our driveway. My parents weren't far behind them. During their investigation, the detectives dusted for fingerprints on the door handles. There weren't any, but there was something else. They found traces of trichloromethane. Chloroform.
Oh.
It must have come off a rag.
That's
or
the
off his
thing that
gloved
makes people
hands.
pass out if they smell it.
The only thing missing from our house was my laptop, which had a bunch of
So
photos
he was
of
trying
me
to
that I
kidnap
hadn't
her
released
or
online.
do something to her.
And this guy had clearly come for the real thing. But seeing how I climbed to safety, he settled for images instead.
Good job, girl. Good job, girl.
I haven't posted anything online since, and didn't even log on to tell my followers goodbye, since I knew that he was among them. So, in the end, I came clean to my parents about what I'd been doing, and moved in with my sister in a different town for my own safety. I won't say where, for obvious reasons.
Fuck, they
Screenshot
got some,
himself
like,
could be listening.
soulless eyes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, despite having relatively clear images of the guy's face, and knowing that he must have been from the local area and one of my followers, they never found the guy. I have no idea how he got my address. I'm just thankful I went downstairs when I did, and my viewer caught the shadowy figure outside my window.
Yeah, shout out to those people.
Had that guy come in while I was streaming upstairs, I might not have heard him, and who knows if I'd still be here to share this story.
He probably found out where she lived because he was stalking her the whole time. Like, at the mall, he was there. At the beach, he was there. Running, he was there. He probably followed her home and he was like, okay, that's where she lives. But those were two great stories. MJV Animations, shout out to you. Like, those 19 minutes just flew by because your stories were so interesting and the animations were really good. Those eyes were big and buggy-eyed though, but hey, they were good stories. All right, everybody, but that's gonna do it for this episode of reaction to these true scary story animations. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it one big fat that like, and tell a friend today that Jay from the Kubz Scouts is that dude!